Hello everyone, welcome to Exam Center. This is me Syed Shujatullah. Today we'll be talking about the current affairs from 14 June to 22nd June. I was not there from the last 10 days. That is the reason there was no video of current affairs since last 10 days. I am back now. I was not well. But you know that we have been continuously doing the current affairs every week twice. So all the topics are anyhow covered. Whatever the missed 10 days are there in the subsequent current affairs, I will be picking up the current affairs of that particular days and incorporating in the future current affairs. So no need to worry about it. Whatever we are learning, it is enough, it is sufficient, it is adequate. You just have to concentrate what actually we are doing and try to make a notes of it. If you want to purchase the material, it is the link is given in the description. You can do it, and that is how you can empower us. That's all about it. And as a student, your job is to follow two channels, current affair channels. All the educators are out there, fantastic. They do a lot of research just like how we do it. So no need to worry about it, but make sure that you follow current affairs of two YouTube channels. Like why I am saying this means, suppose I will generally pick up current affairs from Indian Express, The Hindu, and my forte is economics. So I'll see much of the Financial Express and Business Standard, like that. I'll go in that way. So you have to choose another channel which actually get the information from Public Trust of India, PTI, PIB, Yojana, Kurukshetra, like that. If someone is covering that particular, what I say is that information in the current affairs, that is important, this is important. And there are a lot of YouTube channels that actually give you a lot of GK also. So that is also important. So these three YouTube channels, if you are following, then you are definitely going to crack the examination. No need to worry about it. So as a customary thing, please pause the video and see whether you have done these topics or not. If you have done it, please skip the video and do your preparation. If you have not done, this is going to be a very fruitful session for all of you, and it will help you in the examination and you will have an edge over it. Let us start our first topic, that is Global Gender Gap Index, released very recently. It was released by World Economic Forum. As you all know that every State Public Service Commission or UPSC, they are very much interested in order to ask the question that who publishes which report, who publishes which index. That's why the most important point that you have to remember here is Global Gender Gap Index is published by World Economic Forum. Okay, and this gender gap index will give the gap between male and female only. It will not give the gender gaps with regard to transgenders or LGBTQ queer community. Remember this point, because we do not have the indicators for them in order to compare the male female with LGBT. We do not have their indicators. That is the reason still the global gender gap is basically made between male and female only. Okay, right. India slipped 2 places on the global gender gap index, and this year 2024 India has been ranked 129th. It was actually 127, a better rank, because when you go to the 1 rank, you are the top country in global gender gap. Okay, but you are at 127 last time it was released, but this year you are at 129. So we are down with 2 ranks. Remember this point here. And when we talk about the country which has rank number 1, where the male and female gender gap is very, very less. Men is also equally empowered. Female is also equally empowered with regard to politics, with regard to society, with regard to health, with regard to education, with regard to economy also. Both are very, very equally, almost equally empowered. That country that we are having, Iceland. Iceland tops, okay, in this global gender gap index. In South Asia, if we see, India was ranked 5th after Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka and Bhutan. So in South Asia, Bhutan is number 1. Pakistan is last ranked. In South Asia, Bhutan is number 1. There is lot of very less gender gap is there in male and female with regard to Bhutan country. India is 5th in South Asia. Pakistan stands last. In the world, if you see, Sudan was ranked very, very last with regard to global gender gap. Very big gender gap is there. Men are very much enormously empowered. Women are still very, very below when compared to men in all the indicators. India showed the best gender parity in terms of enrollment in secondary education and ranked 65th globally on political empowerment. So we did very good in 2 indicators. One indicator is secondary education. Okay, secondary education is 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th class. That is secondary, that is for higher education. They have done well. we have done well. And with regard to political empowerment, you know that in our politics, women are actually thronging. Means they wanted to hold the political power. That is a very good sign. And you see lot of women, lot of young women are also coming in the politics. If you talk about Ikra Hussain, that has won the MP seat from the SP, Samajwadi Party in UP, she is very young. So you might have seen one article also in the Hindu where they have mentioned the young MPs. In that young MPs, 5 are women. So with regard to political empowerment, women are doing very, very well in India when we compare globally with other countries, and India is ranking 65. With regard to parity in number of years with male and females, head of the states for the last 50 years, India ranked 10th. Head of the state means who actually, like we are having Modi ji, like that in head of the states, where are we ranking? We are ranking 10th. About Global Gender Gap Index, it was first published in the year 2006 by World Economic Forum, and it is based on 4 indicators: economic opportunities, education, health and political leadership. On these 4 indicators, how much male has achieved, how much female, how much male, how much female. Like that they will compare male and female on these indicators, and that's how we will get whether we are in very far gap or in less gap. Right, India Space Congress 2024, it was organized by SIA India. Strategic partnership with many other countries are also part of it: Switzerland, Australia, US, Italy. All of these countries together helped to make this Indian Science Congress successful. The theme is bridging boundaries and transforming tomorrow. The aim to elevate India's space capabilities through international collaborations. Means Italy people will come, and this US, Germany, Singapore, all these countries will come and attend the Science Congress, and our private players will be there, no, like Agnikul, like we are having in Hyderabad, Skyroot Aerospace Industries. They all will be a part of that Congress. They'll talk about on which technologies actually they are working on, and they will give the PPT presentation to all the people, dignitaries who are attending the Congress. Okay, at that time, if any of the country likes the project of our space startups, they will invest. So it is nothing but a marketing channel, and a congress of where the like-minded and similar industries will collaborate with each other and try to produce the products and technologies beneficial for the masses and also for commercialization. Right. So Nagastra 1, Solar Industries, it is a company based in Nagpur, has delivered the first indigenously developed loitering munition. Munition is nothing but a bomb. Means that can damage a bomb, a kind of material that has the capability to damage or destroy something. We call it as munition. Okay, munition. Now here you can see properly, just a second. Right. Here we are talking about loitering munition. Loitering means if this is the enemy, no, this is the enemy, this our Nagastra will be hovering on it. Okay, shall I drop the munition, or shall I dash it like that? We developed this technology indigenously. That is called as Nagastra. It is being supplied by Solar Industries, which are based in Nagpur. Indian Army, it was given to Indian Army. Indian Army has placed an order with the Solar Industry, okay, with regard to Economic Explosive Limited, EEL, for the supply of 480 loiter munitions under emergency procurement powers. Nagastra is an unmanned aerial vehicle, a drone kind of vehicle. Functions like a aerial ambush. Aerial ambush means if the enemy aircraft is going, no, it will ambush it. Means it will be hovering on it. Okay, don't do anything extra in our Indian territory. I am going to kill you like that. Okay, Solar's Nagastra has the capability to abort an attack if necessary and can be safely retrieved. Suppose the enemy aircraft says that no, I don't want to get hit. I will go off from your airspace. I will go back to my country. Means Nagastra will be aborted and Nagastra will come back. So it is having the, first of all, Nagastra, you just imagine it has all the kind of capabilities that you can imagine that you should also have in order to fight the war. It can hover on the enemy. It can stay on the enemy for a long period of time. It can go to very high altitudes. It can destroy it. and it can release ammunition, it can abort the mission and come back, and it is also having one unique capability, is nothing but it can actually destroy itself and the enemy also. That is all about Nagastra. Okay. It is named loitering because due to its ability to hover above the target it hovers. In kamikaze mode, it can neutralize any hostile threat with GPS enabled precision strike, achieving 2 meter of accuracy. If this is the enemy, up to 2 meter it can be here, okay, can destroy it. Means it can reach to the target very closely, just 2 meter distance, and can destroy the target. Okay, altitudinal range 4,500 meters it can move, so there is no possibility that radar can find. It hits in kamikaze mode, destroy itself and the enemy vehicle also. In addition to day and night surveillance cameras are also there, and it also have the grenades, bombs on it. It also capable to carry warheads, okay, in case of to destroy soft skin targets, nothing but very loose target, not that hard targets it can able to destroy. The abort, recover and reuse features are unique in the world, and it is one of the advanced technologies. It can abort the mission, come back without harming the enemy. So that kind of features are very unique, and it's a part of advanced technologies. If the target is not detected or the mission is aborted, it can be called back and make a soft landing using a parachute. Nagastra is the first indigenized weapon of its class, capable of hovering in the sky and strike whenever the target arrives. Okay, China makes historic landing on the far side of the moon. So this is our Earth, this is our, remember this point, this is our Earth, this is moon. Both are moving like this. Moon revolution and Earth rotation is having what? Same days. That is the reason we can never see the backside of the moon. Suppose this is the moon, this is the Earth. I am the Earth, this is the moon. Both are going like this. So can I able to see this shiny one? No, because both are able to move like this only means I can never see the other side of the moon. That's how the arrangement is there with regard to Earth and moon. We cannot see the other side, which we call it as far side of the moon. Okay, so China was successful in order to land its moon mission into the far side of the moon. Aim to retrieve some rocks and soil from the lunar surface, go there, take some rocks, take some kankar, patthar, stones and also mitti soils and come back. Okay, and the mission name is Chang'e 6 craft. The spacecraft is which landed on the moon, that is called as Chang'e 6, and it was developed by China National Space Administration. Just like we are having ISRO, they are having CNSA. The Chang'e 6 mission is the first human sampling and return mission from the far side of the moon. So first human sampling means human, they will take the soil or any kind of material and human being will be sampling it. Okay, not a laboratory, not a lander will actually do the analysis, because it will come back to the Earth and human will be, like scientists will be sampling it. The payloads carried by the Chang'e 6 lander will work as a plant and carry out scientific exploration on the far side of the moon. The successful mission is China's second on the far side of the moon, a region no country has landed on before. Okay, no one has landed on that side still, China has landed twice. The back of the moon perpetually we cannot see, that I have already explained to you. Just like we are having PSLV, GSLV rockets, China's rockets are called as March 5, Long March 5. Long March is their rocket. And just like we are having Sriharikota, or you can see just like we are having Satish Dhawan Space Center, China is having their own launch station called as Wenchang Space Launch Center. Okay, Netherlands has emerged as India's third largest export destination after US and AUE. It means what? To US we send lot of exports. Then after that we send the second highest exports to what? UAE, and third highest exports we are actually sending to Netherlands. The main commodities which registered, okay, which we actually export to the Netherlands are petroleum products, such as Vaseline, candle, etc., so on and so forth, electrical goods, chemicals, and obviously India is a pharma hub, vaccine hub, medicine hub, all kinds of various with regard to pharmacy vaccination we have become a hub. Obviously we are actually exporting pharma to many other countries. India's trade surplus with Netherlands has increased to USD 12.4 billion in the last fiscal from 13 billion. So we did 13 billion of trade last to last year. Now we did 14 billion trade. So 17 billion trade. It is a very high jump. Okay. World Environment Day was celebrated on June 5. Okay. On June 5 by United Nations Environment Program, UNEP. Okay. This day is the largest global platform for the environmental public outrage. On this day, a lot of people talk about environment, create awareness about environment, and do some activities, okay, from their side to give something to the environment. In 2024, it is hosted by Saudi Arabia. The theme of this World Environment Day is land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience. 2024 will mark the 30th anniversary of United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. It is one of the outshoot of Rio Earth Summit of 1992. From the Rio Earth Summit, three important conventions came out. One is United Nations Framework of Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC. Another one is Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD. The last one we are having Convention to Combat Desertification. So this year 2024 marks the 30th anniversary of the third Convention to Combat Desertification. The 16th session of Conference of Parties with regard to Convention to Combat Desertification again is going to be held in Saudi Arabia by this year December 2024. Very, very important, remember this. Now South Korea officially launched a space agency, the Korean Aerospace Administration. Just like we are having ISRO, South Korea got their own ISRO. Okay, so this particular agency will make policy, space policy for the country and industrial development. They will bring more and more industries in the space sector in future. The establishment was made possible after the country's National Assembly passed a special law in January to unify government organization in charge of space policies and targets. Whatever the organizations working in the South Korea with regard to the space, all of them has been unified and it came to be known as now Korean Aerospace Administration. South Korea plans to make Mars landing by 2045 and spend around 100 trillion worth 72.6 billion until then on space exploration. South Korea became the 7th country to have its own indigenous space launch vehicle and satellite development technology with the launch of Nuri rocket. Very, very important. Nuri rocket means you are going to write Iran, you are going to write Pakistan, but not like that. Yuri here belongs to South Korea. Remember this. Now, Celestial Odyssey. So we are having a Bangalore-based space startup is there, Agnikul. This is the name of the company. They made a spacecraft called as Agni-Ban. In Agni-Ban, one engine is there. That engine is called as Agni-Let. That's all we are talking about here. This Agni-Ban, Agnikul, Agni-Let. These are all we are talking about with relation to with ISRO. Okay. The Indian startup Agnikul has recently launched Cosmos Odyssey 1 launch vehicle. They have launched. Okay, launch vehicle just like PSLV, GSLV. They made a launch vehicle called as Celestial Odyssey. Celestial means going to the space and trying to do something, but not in the orbit. Suborbital means very near to the earth. They have launched a rocket. Recent Agnikul Cosmos Odyssey recent suborbital mission. The mission is called as Agni-Ban Suborbital Technology Demonstration called as SOLID. Okay, suborbital technology demonstrator is one of the very, very important mission of private space startups in our country. The mission demonstrates how dedicated ISRO is in supporting and fostering private startups in the Indian space sector. ISRO has given lot of technical help to this Agnikul startup in order to make this particular launch happen. Agnikul Cosmos made history by successfully launching a suborbital single stage technology demonstrator rocket. Means in one stage only the rocket will go into the orbit. Like in PSLV, solid liquid you are having no. In GSLV, solid liquid, then cryogenic you are having no. In Agni-Ban, it is not like that. It is a single stage. One stage only will go and will launch in the rocket, in the orbit. Okay. So in ISRO, we are having Satish Dhawan Space Center. No? In that launch, in the space center only, Agnikul has made their own launch pad. So ISRO has given space to them. They have to have their own launch pad. ISRO, the nations, ISRO along with InSpace together are actually helping the private space startups to boom in our country very, very religiously. And what is so much unique about this particular engine or rocket of this Agni Kul company is, it is first of all single stage rocket, Agniban, okay, suborbital technology was powered by Agnikul. As I have told you that Agnikul is a company, Agniban spacecraft, Agnilet is an engine. Okay, so Agnilet engine. Okay, why this Agnilet engine is very, very unique? Because it is the first in the world, the engine made on after the prototype coming from 3D printing. They design everything on the laptop and you got a 3D print of the rocket. Exactly, they have replicated the rocket and made it and launched it. That is why it is a unique that they have done. With the help of a 3D printer, the rocket has been made. Okay, the rocket is called as Agnilet. Okay, just one piece, single piece, 6 kilonewton. The weight is semi-cryogenic, means it is liquid fuel plus gaseous fuel. Gaseous fuel is nothing but our oxygen and hydrogen at cool temperatures, means cryogenic one stage and liquid one stage. So that's why it is called as what? Semi-cryogenic rocket that they have built. It was the first time a test rocket in India used a semi-cryogenic engine. Okay, 3D printing, very, very important for the examination. 3D printing materials objects shows more efficiency, lower the cost of the companies, reduces the chances of mistake, because suppose you build on your own, if something is wrong, again you have to take new material, again you have to build new, or things does not go. In 3D printing you can make slight minute minus millimeter adjustments also you can do. Agniban used India's first semi-cryogenic engine which runs on suborbital liquid oxygen and aviation turbine fuel. These liquid propellants are safer and reusable, very, very important. The liquid stage or aviation turbine fuel and also the cryogenic, both gases, both fuels are safer and reusable compared to solid ones. Once they are like burn, we can again reuse them for some other products. Semi-cryogenic engines boost payload capacity, very, very important. Lower launch cost, enhance the reliability and performance of launch vehicle, very, very important for the examination. Please remember, which one of the following are the benefits of semi-cryogenic engine? That could be the question in the examination. So you should be talking about, so boosting payload capacity, lowers launch cost, enhance the reliability and performance of the launch vehicle. ISRO is also currently working on a semi-cryogenic engine called as SCE, semi-cryogenic engine 200, which will be used in GSLV Mark III rocket. Liquid fuel propulsion makes vehicle reusable because it allows for precise control of the engine, making it easier to stop and start at multiple times. Because see, if your cracker is there, cracker in the sense is that Diwali crackers, the moment you burn you cannot stop it. Okay, you have to, because the barud will be there, the gunpowder will be there, completely it will be burned, right or wrong. But if it is a liquid one is there, just like a tap, water is there, no, we can close, we can on, we can close, we can on. So it is very easy for the liquid, we can control the liquid combustion, but not so easy with regard to the solid. That's why liquid fuel is basically uses more freedom, more choices in order to use it however we want to. This control means the vehicle can be safely landed and again can be refurbished for the future flights. Additionally, liquid fuel engines can be inspected and repaired also more easily compared to the solid fuel engines, enhancing their usability. It is very easy to, whenever a rocket is using liquid fuel, okay, and coming back, the rocket is coming back again, then it is easy to repair and maintain. But when a rocket is using solid fuel, whenever it goes with the help of combustion and come back, it will be in a very dilapidated state. That is the reason, okay, liquid fuel rockets are important. Unlike traditional sounding rockets that using rail guides, Agniban Saudet followed a planned vertical path. Okay, so if you see the ISRO's moon mission, it will go guided like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. This Agniban Saudet will not go like this, directly it will go. With the help of this, we can test the various instruments, new instruments and new technologies that will give us very important benefits. That is what Agniban has given us. This allowed it to carry out specific flight maneuvers to test the important technologies needed for the company's future orbital flights. Traditional sounding rockets that ISRO uses, PSLV, GSLV, using guide rails, are rockets that are typically guided by a set of rails that I have told you that like this, no, these are called as guiding. Rails are nothing but point, this point, this point, this point, we will guide the rocket. ISRO does like that, but Agniban don't do like that. Agniban directly gives the flight at the vertical path. These rails help stabilize and direct the rockets until it reaches a speed where its fins and other control mechanism can take over to guide its flight path. Now, high grade and low grade coal we are having. High and low quality are relatively very commonly term used in our day-to-day life. Okay, only meaningful in the context of where the coal is used and how the coal is processed. Okay, basically the coal is high quality or low quality depends upon its gross calorific value. 1 kg of coal if you are burning, is it able to cook the food in 1 hour? 1 kg of coal if you are burning, is it cooking the fuel in 2 hours? If it is doing faster, means this coal is good. If it is doing slower, it means this coal is not so good. That is only called as gross calorific value, the amount of heat generated by a one quantity of coal. Okay, the more the heat generated, the quality of coal is very, very good, it means. Okay, coal being a fossil fuel is a mixture of carbon, ash, moisture and a host of other impurities will be there in the coal. The higher the available carbon in the unit of coal, the greater its quality or grade. There are almost 17 grades of coal by metric, okay, from top 1 to top quality with a kilo of yielding highest one. The coal can yield one unit of coal can yield up to 7,000 calories. That better variety also we are having, and we are having so lower grade variety which can give only if you are combusting the same quantity or same unit of coal, you can able to get only 2,000 to 2,500 kilocalories according to Coal Ministry. Okay, India's peacekeeping mission. Peacekeeping missions are nothing but those missions where we actually send, like India, like we are having in Israel is there, Hamas is there, Palestine is there, we are having Syria is there, many of the South African countries are there. There are lot of civil rebellion, armed rebellion, the groups in Myanmar, like in India also we are having the Khaplang group is there, terrorist group is there. So there are many countries where within the countries there are lot of people who are resisting their own government, took up the arms and started shooting the own army people. So in order to protect that particular countries, okay, the world nations will send their troops to protect the countries in order to fight their the resistant or in order to find the rebellion groups, armed rebellion groups within the country. So basically countries will actually ask India or UN, sir, please give us some troops because they are fighting with us, we do not have that much of capacity. So we as a whole will send our troops in order to maintain peace in that countries. That's why we call it as peacekeeping missions. In peacekeeping mission, India sent the highest number of troops to the UN peacekeeping missions last year. Okay, so we are the largest contributor to the UN peacekeeping force. In its report, Multilateral Peace Operations in 2023, Developments and Trends published by SIPRI, state that India sent around 5,901 soldiers of India are working in different countries protecting their governments. Okay. Then Nepal comes a close to second, and Nepal actually sent 5,878 troops. Among India's South Asian neighbors, Bangladesh and Pakistan were among the top 10 contributors. While Bangladesh sends around 5,393 troops, Pakistan is at 7th place, sent around 4,299 troops. इनके लिए इनके पास खाने पैसे नहीं है, मगर दुनिया के countries को बचा रहे हैं. India, if it is doing, it is understandable, but these countries are doing not understandable. Almost around 63 multilateral peace operations were active in 37 countries. Okay, 63 multilateral peace missions are going on. Okay, then with sub-Saharan African countries engulfed in violence, the region recorded 24 UN peacekeeping operations, the highest in the world. So in African Sahara desert is there, no? In and around lot of armed rebellion is going on. Their maximum amount of UN peacekeeping missions are working. Further 19 operations are going on in Europe, 14 in the Middle Eastern countries, North Africa, and 3 in Asia and the Americas. You can see here, I'll tell you. Fine. The European Union Partnership Mission in the Republic of Moldova was established in 24th April last year at the request of Moldovan government. Moldovan government asked the European Union Partnership Mission, Moldovan government asked the European Union Partnership Mission, sir, we are having a threat from Russia. can you please send your troops? So this is what happens. Okay, the country has suffered security issues such as influx of refugees also, energy crisis, violation of its airspace by the Russian missiles. So Moldova country will be there, Russian missile will come, this peacekeeping mission will destroy it. Why did you use our Moldovan airspace like that? So as a world nations, we are trying to protect the countries with regard to their civil reign crisis, with regard to armed rebellions, with regard to superpower imperialism, with regard to terrorist activities, etc. so and so forth. This is a common practice happening across the world. Okay, this we have already learnt. Then RIMPAC and GMEX. India's naval ship Shivalik departed Singapore from Yokosuka in Japan and is scheduled to participate in Japan-India maritime exercise called as GMEX. J means Japan, I means India, MEX means maritime exercise. M is important here. Please make sure that it's not a Air Force, it's not a army exercise, it is a navy. That is nothing but maritime exercise. Rim of Pacific. RIMPAC means Rim of Pacific military exercise. INS, we have sent Indian naval ship Shivalik. It is an indigenously developed stealth multi-role fighter frigate. Frigate is little bit smaller combat naval ship. The most deadliest combat ship we are having is destroyer. After that we'll get frigate. Then we'll get corvette. Okay. Corvette is basically a rescue one, small ammunition, small defense and strike capabilities will be there. Frigate is very good enough. Okay. So indigenously developed. Multi-role means it can have both. It can defend itself, okay, from incoming attacks, and it can strike also. It can do surveillance also. It can detect the enemy threat also. That's why it is a multi-role. We only developed it. Stealth means it can escape from the enemy radar also. Okay, it is already deployed for South China Sea and Pacific. Japan and US are a part of Quad, which also include Australia, India, US, Japan, Australia. This is one Quad. Quad is nothing but quadrilateral. You can see US. Okay, then we are having, right, US is there, India is there, Japan is there, Australia is there. So if you combine all of them, it will come as a quadrilateral. So but if you see from Pacific Ocean, this is US, here this is US, let us suppose this is US, here you are Australia, then you are having India, then you are having just like a rhombus. This is called as what? Quadrilateral. Okay, right. This is the main answer actually. SBI. The State Bank of India became the first public sector bank and seventh Indian company to cross 8 trillion market capitalization. That much of amount of money is there with SBI. 8 trillion market, the first in India, first public sector bank. HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank are the only other two lenders with market capitalization of 8 trillion. So already private sectors are two which has crossed the 8 trillion, which is nothing but HDFC and ICICI. In public sector, SBI is the only bank which has crossed 8 trillion market capitalization. Means in the market, if the company is sold, that much amount of money they will get. That is called as market capitalization. SBI achieved the milestone as its share surged 9.5%. Whoever has purchased 100 rupees, they will get 109.5 rupees. Okay, so SBI shares are increasing. Okay, so that's why it has got a lot of value. If you sell the SBI, the government will get 8 trillion market. This is all about the current affairs. I'll come with the next round of current affairs that we have missed in 3-4 days only. We'll do and finish it off that also. Take care. Bye-bye.